Greetings my excellent friends, I'm Ryan from Killer Rental Fees, and today this is going to be a little power delve into each monster here, looking at each of the powers available to them and the mutations that can be unlocked as you progress through the game. If you're either just joining the closed beta, or you're watching this after the fact in an open beta, or even into the full game, this is your little primer here so you know what you're getting into with each of the killers. With that said though, I would definitely recommend jumping into the in-game tutorials here, because going in with this knowledge is good, but practice makes perfect. So without any further ado, let's have a little look at each of the free powers for each of the free launch monsters and the perks that they can unlock. Just one quick note before we get into that: the perks you unlock for each monster can be used with other monsters once they have been unlocked. So while we will be looking at them for the monster that unlocks them, just know that they are for all of the monsters available. So first off is Trap, which is obviously the Dollmaster's main ability, where he can place dolls around the map. Whenever a team passes it, it will act as an alarm so that the Dollmaster can locate them. Or he can possess them for a short period of time and take control of the dolls. If the doll is exposed while it's possessed, it will expose the Dollmaster. Another use for the dolls he places around the map is that he can teleport to the location of a doll he's placed previously. However, it does destroy the doll, making it unusable. I'll just say before we go ahead that I think a lot of people are drawn to Dollmaster at the start because his design is so visually arresting, but I think it was pretty much unanimous amongst most of the testers before the beta that Dollmaster was very much worthy of its very hard difficulty rating. So let's move on to the W.A.R.T, the Weaponized Amphibious Replicant technology. So one of W.A.R.T's main abilities is Leap, which, just like it says on the tin, sends him speeding forward at high speed. When he lands from his leap, it does slow down the teens temporarily. The next one, which is super useful, is Acid Armor, which protects from one of the weapon attacks for up to 12 seconds. So you want to activate this as soon as you turn a corner and see a teen with a weapon in hand. Lastly is his echolocation, which is a sonar style way of tracking down the teens. W.A.R.T sends out a call which reverberates out and then comes back to him, and when it comes back it shows where the survivor was a few moments prior. So you can use that pinned location and take a guess on whether they went more to the left after that, more to the right. Definitely one of the harder ones to use, but definitely has its uses. So my personal favourite so far in the game is definitely the Werewolf. So first off is the Werewolf's Berserk ability, which grants a temporary speed boost to the monster. However, it is a disabling ability which stops the survivors from using objects, and they have to cover their ears, so which means they can't use them or anything like that. Lastly is Hunt, which flashes the screen red more increasingly as you come closer to survivors, in kind of a hot potato kind of scenario here, or Marco Polo, what have you. I use Hunt and Berserk in tandem with each other when I'm trying to canvas the map looking for survivors, especially in the earlier part of the game. Berserk means you can just cover more ground, and then the Hunt will let you know as and when you're passing a teen as you're berserking through the map. So for the Werewolf's perks, we're starting off with Ruthless, which lets him recover the missed and manual attacks that he has. So body count's definitely a good one for location. As the teens are down and they're exposed, it means when they're no longer exposed you can assume that they've got back up and you know where they were last and can start on the hunt. Screamfest is going to be invaluable for the werewolf in the later stages of the game, because the more time that they're disabled and unable to use their items, the more chance you've got of landing blows on them before they can use their weapons on you. So all consuming being able to fuel the rage faster to get those one hit downs will be invaluable, I feel like, in the long term. Personally, I don't see myself feasting that much during the games, I'm not sure what it is, so I think this is something I will need to try out for myself and try and change up my playstyle a bit. easy target, another one that will definitely be invaluable as we get up to those third tiers there. The maps are so big in VHS, I feel that anything that aids in the location of survivors will definitely give you that edge. Lethal weapon, personally, because it's only 4, 8 and 12% that increases the damage by, I don't necessarily see that as a significant edge to justify the 4, 8 or 12 points needed. So ambush is a good one for tracking down teams here. I do wish that the durations were a little bit longer, just so if you're preoccupied you do have a little bit extra time to clock on there. But anything that helps with the location's always a welcome boon. Deadly Bite is not one I see myself taking because it hinges too much on players actually using the candy bars. Again as well, the times that are available there are just a little bit on the short side for me. Hidden Agenda, another one which is good for location. I could personally see myself taking the lower tier 7-second one at that low cost there, just as an indicator of the vague area, and then I can save some points for higher tier options further down the line. So folks, I hope that was a nice little primer there if you're thinking about getting into the game, if you're waiting to get into the game, if you're still want to lock down those details, because admittedly it can be hard to tell from some gameplays just exactly what's going on. Ultimately, learning by doing is the best thing, as I said earlier. So take this information, jump into the game and do the tutorials first, and just have a little play around with each of them, especially if you want to do Puppet Master first. Other than that folks, that's everything I've got for you at the moment here. Just to let you know that our Twitch channel will be launching very shortly. If you look in the description below, I will have a link there once it's available. And with that folks, thanks for watching, be excellent to each other, and I'll see you later.